Mr. YouTube here, you here to give me your channel?
Nope.
Wrong Earth. Earth 52 here.
Oh, thank God, it's DC Magician.
Oh, thank goodness. Dr. Chronos, good to see you.
All right.
Come on in.
Yes.
Did you bring the specimen?
Yes, it's right here.
Excellent. Done some research and it seems this film is tied to you personally.
What?
Yes, it's linked to you. It seems it came out around the exact same time you were born, and because of that, it will follow you forever.
So that's why I've been getting those messages about bat nipples.
Yeah, it's horrible too. There's only one way to get rid of it though.
What?
You must review this movie.
I never asked for this fate. But if I have to, I must. Will you help me, DC Magician?
Anything for an old friend.
Then let's go. So let's start with some backstory. I'm pretty sure most people know by now the backstory for how this film was made. The recasting of Bruce Wayne, the change in tone from the Burton-era films to the Schumacher era, the whole 9 yards. The discussion of this film has been massive, and while I'm not the first nor the last to cover this film, we can all consistently agree that Batman should have been handled better than today's flick. So let's blunder into this frozen piece of shit, Batman and Robin. So our movie begins with the only hopeful thing about this trash can, a pretty sweet opening. Of course it is in CGI, but I have to admit that when I was younger, I was pumped to see this film. It almost makes up for this credit.
Or even this one. But of course, this cool turns into suck as the first thing we see are rubber butts and the infamous bat nipples.
This next part has been one of the best parts about all the movies. Seeing Batman get ready to go into the night as the Batmobile rises from the ground. And how do they fuck that up?
I want a car. Chicks dig the car.
This is why Superman works alone.
Don't bring me into this. I've already been in 2 bad movies, but I have a reboot coming soon. Actually, you have 2 reboots soon.
And in one of them, you become a figurehead of Jesus, die, and gets resurrected with a CGI mustache removal.
What? Nothing. Why would they do that to me? Screw this, I'm going to have to get some fresh air.
So the Bat and the boy head out into the night, getting a call from Commissioner Gordon telling the dynamic dumbasses about Mr. Freeze robbing the museum.
Mr. Freeze in the comics is one of the most complicated villains in the Rogues Gallery. His character presents some understandable motivations as all he wants to do is save his wife Nora. He's one of the most sympathetic villains of the entire series.
And how do they fuck that up too?
The Iceman cometh.
Of course! When you think of Mr. Freeze, you don't think of, a smart, intelligent, sympathetic villain. No, you think of the really campy, dumbass version from the 66 version. I hope you're happy, Schumacher, that all these fans have pitchforks ready with you with their names written all over it.
Just disgraceful. Here was a good setup for the villain. He looks intimidating and daunting as the camera goes in on him, but once he opens his mouth, he instantly became a bad character.
And trust us, it gets worse later on.
Way worse.
It turns out that Mr. Freeze just wants a diamond for a reason that is explained later in the film. Just as he gets what he wants, who should drop in but Batman?
Freeze us.
Hi, Freeze. I'm Batman.
Seriously? That's all you can do for line delivery? You don't sound like Batman, you sound like a tour guide at Universal Studios.
Just as the fighting begins, Robin pops in like a gargoyle gremlin from Gremlins 2, and Mr. Freeze sends in the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Ladies and gentlemen, Disney presents Batman on Ice.
How did those fit in there? You may be wondering to yourself, why is there a dinosaur in this blatantly obviously bad set design?
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
Probably because of that really dumb joke.
So Mr. Freeze says, fuck it, gets the gem, and heads out on a missile that was attached to his ice tank.
Wait, he had an ice tank? What's the point in that?
I don't know. Batman had one in Arkham Knight.
Good point. So Batman gets trapped inside with Mr. Freeze. Freeze escapes via mechanical butterfly wings, leaving Batman to die. Robin apparently can hold on to the damn thing going at hundreds of miles per hour, and he gets inside.
Robin uses his laser to cut away the ice on Batman, and the two escape via pretty bad green screen and CGI.
As the two glide down to Gotham, they catch up with Mr. Freeze when this little thing happens. Totally bogus, bro. I have a bird in my pizza pie now.
For sure, bruh.
Oh man, we should go play Injustice 2 now.
Sure.
The two make it to the ground as Freeze traps Robin in ice, which forces Batman to save him and let Freeze escape.
Say, DC Magician, why didn't they just use those lasers earlier to stun Mr. Freeze?
Oh! Bad writing.
Bad writing. Cut to a laboratory in the middle of nowhere as a botanist, played by Uma Thurman, is studying plant and animal hybrids. Over the next room, a scientist played by... Is that Lionel Luthor from Smallville?
If this is secretly a prequel to that character from the show, this movie got a tiny bit better.
Yeah, maybe. This scientist is creating Bane, but with the use of venom.
Who are these people? They look like they're in the black market for misrepresented characters.
After Bane breaks free of his chains, Glover notices Ivy and takes her back into her lab, where we get probably the best line out of the entire film.
I have spent my life trying to protect plants from extinction, and now you corrupt my research into some maniacal scheme for world domination? When I get through, you won't be able to get a job teaching high school chemistry. Do you hear me? You psycho!
Hey look, I'm overacting with my finger!
But hold on, because you're about to watch the best line in this movie.
Well, I can respect your opinion. Sadly, I'm not good at rejection. I'm afraid you'll have to die.
I thought we were following Poison Ivy. I didn't expect the Joker to show up.
Seriously, guys, this is the best line in the film.
So after murdering Ivy, we cut to the Batcave, as we learn about the villain of the film.
Dr. Victor Fries, two-time Olympic decathlete and Nobel Prize winner for molecular biology. After his wife contracted a rare disease, McGregor's syndrome, he hoped to freeze her in a cryogenic sleep until he could find a cure. Now, here's where everything goes north.
That's gotta hurt.
That liquid is 50 below. He survived somehow. Cryosolution mutated his body.
What happened to his wife?
So that's where that group of, apocalypse-ridden people got their spray paint.
We are told that the ice suit is powered by diamonds, so Wayne devises a plan to capture Freeze using his own diamonds.
Oh, dear master. Good gracious, what a tumble. They're the brave boy.
What was that? A Vietnam flashback?
Never mind that, Ivy has returned.
Nature's arm. Her spirit spirit, her will. Hell, I am Mother Nature. And the time has come for plants to take back the world so rightfully ours. Because it's not nice to fool with Mother Nature. Wayne Enterprises. Coming, Bane darling. We've got a plane to catch.
So wait, if Poison Ivy's all about preserving nature, why did she burn down all those plants?
I guess she's a bit of a hypocrite.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, where's Superman been this whole time?
I don't know, probably flying around drunk.
Fucking reboots every 4 years. Fucking everyone thinks Superman's boring. Fucking Dr. Chronos thinks he's all that. I'll show him. I'll make Superman cool. No resurrections required. Oh yeah. Yeah, Superman's gonna be cool again. I'll show him.
Say, DC Magician, what would you do for a Klondike bar?
Probably sing a Rankin Bass song conducted by a frozen Terminator.
Well, you're in luck. After getting fed up with his Frozen a cappella group, he goes to check up on his wife.
I will freeze the city. Then I will hold Gotham ransom. Unless the city bows to my demands, it's winter forever here in Gotham.
Man, someone really screwed up the ADR for this point.
It's winter forever here in Gotham.
The next morning, a visitor arrives at the Wayne mansion.
God damn it, Silverstone, I thought I left you back in the Blast from the Past review. Now you show up here again? Man, you just want attention, don't you?
No matter, we find out that Silverstone is actually the niece of Alfred, which in no way means she'll don a suit later.
The next day, Ivy and Bane make it to Gotham to encounter Bruce at the observatory, where we set up for how the villain will be defeated later.
That lab burned to the ground last week. I'm glad you managed to escape.
I have here a proposal showing how Wayne Enterprises can immediately cease all actions that toxify our environment. Forget the stars. Look here at the Earth, our mother, our womb. She deserves your loyalty and protection. And yet, you spoil her lands, poison her oceans, blacken her skies. You're killing her.
Are you sure you got Ivy right? She sounds more like an eco-feminist than, you know, a person who can create life from nothing, and she doesn't really care about humanity at all.
See, that talk right there makes you sound like a psycho! Quiet, Dr. Chronos. You're about to interrupt Mr. Freeze's deep thoughts.
Excuse me, Chief. I got something here you might want to see.
Well, at least I wasn't that guy.
I hate when people talk during the movie.
That night at the ball, with Technicolor hula people, Batman and Robin show up. But before the auction should be held,
Oh god, it's the unholy combo of a My Little Pony and Donkey Kong.
jeez. I think we need to take some drinks with this.
Bottoms up.
I think this movie got a bit better.
No, it just got more tolerable.
As it turns out, Barney, the mutated ape, is actually Poison Ivy being escorted by extras from Top Gun.
Ivy tries to shake up the dynamic duo when Nostalgia Critic's favorite meme comes up.
100,000. And I'm in $500,000.
$1 million.
$2 million.
You don't have it. $3 million.
I'll borrow it from you. $4 million.
$5 million.
That's a utility belt, not a money belt. $6 million.
$7 million.
NC, would you like to do the honors?
I just get a little peeved when I see one of my childhood icons carrying a bad credit card, you bastards! I'll kill you!
Alright.
I'll kill you!
I
All
think
of
we
you!
had
All
enough.
of you will die!
But the party gets crashed when Mr. Freeze shows up to collect the diamonds.
All right, everyone. Chill.
And make more lame ice puns.
What else is new?
Mr. Freeze leaves with the diamonds, and the dynamic dumbnuts go after them on what I can only describe as the sculptures from Call Me By Your Name.
I can make it!
Redbird control codes. Disable engine.
No! Don't do this to me! No! We're not gonna make it!
Wait a second, that motorcycle could have easily jumped that distance. Shouldn't Batman have been the one to have stopped?
No matter, because Batman takes Mr. Freeze in a photo shoot pose. Oh, and that's the end of Batman. So, yeah, it's a very, very terrible movie, kind of tolerable, but with some alcohol.
Hey, wait a minute. Movie's still going. This isn't over.
Oh, I thought, you know, episodes of Batman and, you know, just end with the villain being caught.
Wait. We still have another hour left of this movie. Fuck this movie.
God, this movie's so shit.
Batman and Robin make it back to the Batcave, where Robin begins to sound more like Damian Wayne than Dick Grayson.
Each person to do his job. That's what being partners is all about. Sometimes counting on someone else is the only way you
Well, I'm Baby Robin, and I need some more attention, even though I look like a grown adult.
Your house.
Bruce goes to talk to Alfred when another flashback happens.
An attempt to control death itself.
At this point, the flashbacks in this film rival that of the original It.
Meanwhile, at Arkham Asylum, Mr. Freeze is in a Fallout 4-style fridge and gets dropped off in his cell. He goes to escape, but is told that he can't live outside the cold zone.
For a doctor who's lived with this condition, you sure don't really know that.
Meanwhile, Ivy and Bane go real estate flipping.
Current tenants.
Oh Christ, who let the rejected Darth Maul concept get loose from Lucasfilm? Curse you, Disney! Meanwhile, Silverstone steals a bike to go to an underground motorcycle race.
The first rule of Motorcycle Race Club is we never talk about Motorcycle Race Club.
The race begins as motorcyclists die left and right.
Hold on to your butts, everyone. You are about to see the worst use of background footage and green screen mixed together in any film whatsoever. Here we go. Hit it, DJ! Back at Arkham Asylum, Bane busts into the biggest Easter egg evidence locker other than the one in Bride of Chucky, and Ivy comes in to help break Freeze out and proposes a joint partnership between the three of them.
Always winterize your pipes. while I get my diamonds. You and Meatloaf retrieve my wife.
You never said anything about a wife.
Come on! I hope Mr. Bane can swim!
And that's the end of the movie, everyone. So good night, tip your waitresses, and
What are you doing?
isn't that the end of the movie? They
We
died.
still have another 50 minutes of the film left.
But they fucking jumped from 500 feet.
Alright, I'm ready.
No wonder why Jessica Jones dumped you. You drank all of her alcohol.
It was good while it lasted.
Of course, Batman gets notified and heads down to Freeze's lair, where we get a round 2 of Ivy, Bane versus Batman and Robin in an ice cream factory.
Stop! Don't kiss her. The victim at the airport. Toxins introduced through the mouth.
What are you talking about?
Why do you think she's so desperate to kiss us? I'm betting her lips are poisoned.
Poison kiss? You got some real issues with women, you know that? You just couldn't stand it she was gonna kiss me and not you. Couldn't stand it something was gonna be mine and not yours, could you?
Excuse me, sir. My Klondike bar here has some feathers stuck in it.
The duo are defeated, and the villains go back to the lair. Ivy has the necklace of Freeze's wife after killing her in a very dumb fashion.
Back at the mansion, Alfred grows more ill with McGregor syndrome. And yes, for those of you remembering this god-awful film, this is the same illness that Nora Freeze has.
Robin continues acting like a brat, and Silverstone gets a secret disc from Alfred. She opens it up and finds a slideshow of all the blueprints of the Bat Arsenal, with the Batman and Robin logo from the start of the film showing up on her face.
Which in no way makes this bit look ridiculous.
Freeze goes to the observatory to prepare his laser, and Robin's spotlight fantasy plays out. But when Robin shows up, Ivy tries to kiss him, and gets rubber blocked.
Which is so stupid because the poison doesn't come from her lips. It comes from her mouth and the pheromones her body secretes. Oh my fucking god.
Another drink? Bruh. While Bird Boy is drowning, Silverstone goes down to the Batcave, where we see a rejected Cafe 80 server of Alfred show up and tell her that she is now part of the Bat family.
Which poses the question, how did Alfred get her measurements?
Did he just go through his niece's panty drawer?
Look, whatever it is, we can agree it's a mystery, and we're gonna leave it as a mystery so we can get through this film faster.
Without having to do alcohol again. And she is off to save Batman and Robin in a cat fight between her and Ivy.
Using feminine wiles to get what you want.
But that isn't very interesting. We can look at this reverse shots. No joke. This is the real footage I pulled from my DVD. It's like the filmmakers forgot to shoot more of Robin struggling, so you just reversed this footage. So odd.
Ivy gets defeated by her own plants, and they race off to the observatory.
New costumes and vehicles? I wonder if there were toys for this kind of occasion.
Blasting into action with the secrets of the Batcave, Batman and Robin. Mr. Freeze launches a shivering shockwave, but heat scan Batman deploys his thermal sensors. His ice pummeling projectile makes Freeze sweat. Next, Robin's ice armor and blade launcher make Freeze pay. And now, the blazing Bat Hammer lights up the night, ready for the final fight. The Bat Hammer sends a frozen fiend to a massive meltdown. The secrets of the Batcave are yours, Batman and Robin. Figures of Bat Hammer eat so separately, batteries not included.
Of course. Long story short, Batman and his crew save the day. Freeze, feeling sympathetic towards Batman, gives him the cure for the McGregor syndrome.
Take 2 of these. And call me in the morning.
Which begs the question,
why didn't he use that to save Nora?
So much of this film could have been avoided if he just used a fucking cure on his wife.
And so, happy ending. Ivy goes back to Arkham Asylum with her new roommate Freeze. Alfred gets scared, and this era of Batman comes to a painful close with the three heroes running towards the camera with the signal lighting their way.
Finally! That was Batman and Robin. What else can we say? Yeah, ditto. This movie is undeniably bad. This film suffers from too many plot points and storylines to make it convoluted. The acting is wooden and horrible, the visual effects are laughable at best, and it is ensured that the Batman film franchise fell into despair.
But I can think of one big positive that came out of this. It helped Warner Brothers try that much harder with all their newer material.
Failure, as much it may be painful in the start, can actually be a bit of a blessing later on. The whole point of learning about history and to learn from our mistakes is to grow beyond them, to grow bigger than them. And currently, DC's been having that trouble lately, but they can always see that their mistakes in the present can be bigger help in the future. It's just all a matter of how you take it.
Now, if only those currently running the DC universe could understand that.
Well, thank you for reviewing this movie with me.
And thank you for getting me drunk.
And with that, thank you for watching this episode of Flashback. I am Dr. Chronos, reviewing time is my thing, and I hope you have a good night. Oh, Superman, what are you doing here?
Hey, nerd.
That would be Doctor, thank you very much.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, found this film for you.
I'm sure I'll look at it when I get back to my own Earth.
Yeah, later. What the hell is that?
It's a VHS tape.
Fuck that.
What? You don't like Bill Cosby? Hey guys, this is Eric. He's been in various different episodes so far. He has a new channel, which I'll put down in the link down in the description below. Tell him what you do.
Well, I like to do a lot of video edits and trailer mashups. Honestly, come check out the channel and visit my Patreon if you want to see something. Let me know. I'll probably make it. Alright, take care.